Okay, we are actually live. I mean, like, we've been on for like the past 15 minutes, but like, we haven't been recording until now.
Also, I just realized that we were like, oh, Dissonant Whispers, that's the name. And it's like, no, it's Discordant Whispers.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, no, because the spell is Dissonant Whispers, but we decided to call this game Discordant Whispers.
I thought it was called Discordant Whispers because we're on Discord.
Right, exactly.
Well, yeah. But when someone was using Dissonant Whispers, the spell, they're like, oh, the name of the show. And I was like, wait, no, that's not right.
That is literally where we got the name of the show from. We just changed it a little bit.
Yeah, but it's not the same.
It's better.
Fair.
I'll have you know that the D&D series is actually doing fairly well on the YouTubes.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Are you monetized?
I am technically monetized, but I don't make enough money from the views we get. So, because it's doing so well, I plan on doing a new series, and it'll probably be out in like a few days. I gotta write the script for it, but it's essentially me optimizing builds, because I can't seem to find... No, because I always find like articles about it, like this is how you optimize this character, but I never see like actual videos of people going through it and making the character.
There's a whole bunch of them, Ralph.
Not on YouTube.
Yes, on YouTube.
Not like the ones I plan on making.
Okay, but fair enough. Ralph is gonna revolutionize the optimization,
I'm gonna be a pioneer.
and I'm fucking here for it. So,
Thank you.
So definitely tune into that when Ralph does his optimization videos.
Woohoo.
You're gonna be a near what?
Pioneer. I don't know, man.
Terrible.
Oh my
Anyways,
God.
you guys do your thing. Let me know.
All right, welcome to Discordant Whispers, episode, God, 8?
I can let you know right now. One sec.
We're not meant to know the flow of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Episode 10.
Episode 10. Welcome to Discordant Whispers, episode 10, everybody. And at our table currently, we're missing one person. So we'll be doing a smaller group today, starting with our half-elf bard.
Yeah, Addison Quinn, like you said, half-elf bard rogue. Since we got here, I'm hopefully gonna take my level in rogue.
Nice. And we have Cathixis. And
That's me.
Ozone and the Doctor.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh my God. All right. And the last time where we last left you guys off, you guys just finished royally fucking up a group of 3 Spriggans, at the end of which you ended up running into two strangers who helped you kill the last Spriggan and then brought you to this place called Moonville, which was this sort of towering observatory with 2 trees wrapped around it. You found out some interesting things about Moonville, maybe some interesting things about each other, and if you're paying attention. And then that's kind of where we left off. We're now in the Great Hall of Moonville. Ozone and Doctor have kind of gone off to find some food and possibly take it up to the observatory. And
Yes, indeed.
And Addison and Cathixis have gone to have a conversation with an old friend that they ran into named Brynhild. So, who wants to start off? What are you guys doing? Talk to me.
Yeah, so I know the Doctor and I were just gonna go get it. I remember we were picking up food right at the end of it, right? So I guess we'd found it in the mess hall.
Right.
And so
Wait, I
don't
thought
know-
I thought you and I were picking up food in Peter's game.
No, we that's another one. We were hunting it.
Well, yeah, you guys went hunting.
Ah,
Yeah, we were working for that. They're just giving it.
gotcha. We're gonna munch down.
Right.
No,
No?
I don't like that.
So you guys have gotten some food that you're gonna munch down on.
Yes.
Oh no.
Is that bad?
No, it's great. I love it. So come on. Lead me through this. Take me through your journey in Moonville, and you're going to go eat this food. So I want to hear about it.
Well,
Where are you?
Well, I was gonna say, why don't you give them another description of like I guess like the Great Hall or whatever, because it's been a while.
Yeah, you guys might not remember the structure of Moonville. So, Moonville is, like I said, a towering structure that has a large telescope atop its zenith, with two large sinuous trees wrapped around its rocky base. The trees have long-term living quarters, kind of coaxed out of the wood, and the rocky base opens up into an immense entrance hall with rocky steps that spiral around ever upward around the inside of the structure, branching off multiple times into multiple floors as you travel upwards. The Great Hall, which is on the bottom level, is where the kitchen and cafeteria are. The second floor is a library with many books and scrolls specializing in the Nightland flora and fauna, as well as some other subjects. The third and fourth floors are both dojos of different disciplines, and they're with large communal practice space. The fifth floor is a meditation space. The sixth floor is an open space for it's a dormitory basically, for transients, people who are traveling through if they need a place to stay. And the seventh floor is the observatory itself.
Yeah, so I think my plan at least was to go to the observatory and just check it out while we chowed down.
Cool.
So, Dr. Daergram, you want to go to the observatory up there? Looks kind of cool.
Yeah, I think
We're literally talking as we're walking and talking as we're eating. Like that's pretty much what's going on.
I'm chewing on some chicken cutlet right now.
All right. Oh, Daergram, you're very interested in your food, so I want you to give me a perception check at disadvantage.
Noise.
8.
8, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you don't notice anything. How about you, Ozone? Give me a perception check.
Sure. No. Dude, this food's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay, so you guys notice that you're perfectly oblivious to everything going on around you. All you know is that there's lots of random people there.
Yeah.
Where are you guys going?
That's why I want to get out of here. There's way too many people. Yeah. So, what's the way up? Is
Don't
it
blame you.
stairs?
Yeah, there are twin spiral staircases that kind of spiral around the inside of the structure. So think of it as kind of like a almost natural tower with stairs that are carved into the side of the tower itself.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll go up one of those one of the stairs, and just until we make it to the top.
Cool. Okay, so as you're going, you pass by the various floors. Like the first floor you pass, you see a library. You see a very vast, kind of open floor plan, low profile room with like lots of books in it. There you go up one more level and you see the dojos. The first one seems to be the first one seems to be kind of enshrouded in shadows. It almost seems somewhat ominous. Just very dark, very hard to see into, and you can hear people practicing inside, but can't quite make out shapes.
They're practicing in the dark?
Yeah. And then
These guys look pretty intense.
Mm-hmm. If you go up one more level, the second dojo you see is extremely brightly lit, with lanterns kind of floating through the air throughout the space. And you see a bunch of people in loose fitting clothing kind of jumping and flipping around, and at various points doing something that looks similar to what Syndra did to the Spriggan in the last episode, where you saw her shoot volleys of light out of her hand. So they're kind of like practicing alternating between punching and shooting volleys of light out of their hand to hit either dummies or to spar with each other. And the fifth floor, as you go past the fifth floor, you see a large open space filled with prayer rugs and pillows, with few people kind of sitting on them and just quietly contemplating. This room is kind of like a balance between the two of the light and dark. It's somewhat muted light, but not completely dark. And the room is thick with incense. And you see lots of people kind of quietly contemplating themselves. And then you have the dormitories, where at the current moment you don't really see many people in. There's maybe one or two people on a cot in the room that are kind of just, there are cots basically throughout the entire room. The whole room is just lined with many, many cots. And there are only one or two people in here sitting on their cots, maybe writing, reading to themselves, but the room is largely empty. The other rooms were much more active and full. And then and then you're continuing on as well. You're still continuing.
Yeah. So that last place was sort of like the hostel, right? Like where we were gonna sleep.
Yeah, the dormitory, exactly.
Okay, cool. All right.
And as you go to the top, what you see is you kind of come out of the rocky outcropping that the structure is built out of, and as you look out and around, you see on either side of you the canopies of both trees kind of surrounding the area where you are. And there's a brass staircase that goes from the point where you are up one more flight into what looks like a gigantic brass dome above you.
Okay. Is there any place like a bench or just something to sort of finish eating up really quick?
Well, if you look out into the canopies of trees on either side, what you will see is that there are seating areas that are kind of coaxed out of the living wood of the tree. And there is also a staircase that is coaxed out of the tree itself that goes down on the outside of the structure.
Oh.
But various points on the tree, you will notice that there are kind of rest stops and living quarters coaxed out of the tree itself. And this is one of those places right at the top.
Okay. So, I guess I know Ozone went up just to sort of check out the observatory afterwards because it looks like the coolest part of the place. But it's like going to the museum, and then like you still have to like eat. So like, so I'm gonna I'll point out to Dr. Daergram, I guess, like, dude, over there it looks like kind of a cool spot to sit and eat, taking the sights.
Okay.
So we'll walk over that way, yeah, or at least I.
It does, but I don't know if really should be here.
No, man, the trick is to like act like you've been there, and like I just confidently walk around like I know what to do.
As we're still eating, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
It's actually perfect.
We have platters, right? Like we pretty much took the whole thing with us. So.
Well, yeah, because I remember you said that you took a whole platter of something, and
Yeah.
it's funny because that's exactly what you said last time. Like, oh, just walk around like you're supposed to be here, like you do it all the time.
Yeah. Don't be nervous, dude.
That's pretty intelligent for you.
So,
No, not really. I'm pretty charismatic, so I would imagine I know my way around. A person or two.
so you sit in this little kind of outcropping in the tree.
Yeah. It's
Okay,
like a little
so-
picnic, right? Like
Yeah,
this
so
is
it's
exposed, right? To the
yeah,
open sky.
it's
Okay.
exposed. The branches kind of form a banister so that you can't like really walk off the tree.
Oh, there's safety. OSHA came
Yeah.
by.
Yeah. Oh, she came by. So there's like this. There's like this tree branch banister goes around, almost like a literal observation deck that you would see on a tall structure, but it's made out of the living wood of the tree itself. Like the tree has grown into this shape, and there are benches once again grown out of the tree. There is a sort of stumpy-looking table also grown out of the tree. So there is a whole area where people can kind of like sit and enjoy themselves and observe around them.
And it's I didn't get the time of day. Was this around like dusk or nighttime?
Well,
by now?
you're in the Twilight Land, so it's perpetually twilight. You are. So closer to night than day, and it's kind of always that particular time. But just by the activity you see, you would assume that it's around dinner time because they were serving dinner.
Okay.
So you would assume it's around dinner time.
All right. Cool.
I think, Mel, it should be dinner time just because we're eating. And anytime we eat, it's dinner time.
Yeah.
Right.
So you guys go to sit there, right? So
Yeah.
roll me some perception checks again as you're eating.
All right.
Yeah, look at that, Benny.
Oh, Benny. Benny thinks everything's great.
It's not a 1.
It's
Stick myself in the eye with a drumstick.
That is true.
Yeah.
Ozone,
Yeah.
everything's just peachy.
Absolutely.
Well, it's like it's perfect because it's like he's taking in like the scenery, and then he's like, and I've got this beautiful food, and I'm here with my friend. Oh, awesome!
It's all good.
Daergram, you get a slight sense of a familiar wrongness, and you kind of feel like you're watched, but you don't know from where.
Does it take away from the joy of eating?
I wouldn't say that it's that strong a feeling. No.
Then I'm going to continue to eat.
Okay. Benny, I'm gonna need you to give me one more.
All right. You're setting yourself up for a failure. Let's see. Oops, flipendo.
That was a failure.
Ah, there you go. Is that?
Really? Like, can
Are
you
you
roll
noticing anything?
anything below, like...
You feel?
Well, I mean,
It is the way it must be.
well, no. Remember, that's how I was rolling when I was playing Benny's game.
Yeah.
You feel like you feel like you feel what you assume is a slight breeze past
Yep.
your neck.
I'm used to these breeds. I feel like I'm at home.
And Daergram, are you sitting across from Ozone, or are you sitting next to Ozone?
I would definitely be sitting next to him.
Next to Ozone. Okay, so
That's never good. Whenever the DM asks you for positioning.
We can't possibly be rolling for initiative here.
We're totally safe here, dude.
We should totally be safe here.
roll for initiative.
Are you serious?
I'm joking.
Oh.
So, Daergram, you hear sort of faint bell-like laughter from behind you,
Is it a child's laughter?
No, not really like a child's laughter.
Then it's not demons. We know that.
Not really child's
Would it be
laughter.
the laughter of a arcane trickster?
No, Astrid's not here right now. Out of this world. So it's she. So I would say the laughter is kind of like sort of like a mischievous laughter, but not necessarily from a child. It sounds like a young woman,
Is it like a tee hee hee?
kind of, yeah, like a tee.
Oh, do they not remember the whole conversation we had about how there are Fae living in the structure of Moonvale?
Apparently not.
The two dryads.
Definitely don't remember that. Like Ralph doesn't remember that.
I wrote it down and everything. Astra and Juniper, they protect the Moonvale. Oh,
Very
Yeah.
good. You wrote it down. Oh, inspiration. Taking good note.
Is it really inspiration or preparation?
I hate you.
For being a good student. Good job. So you hear the laughter, Daergram. Do you respond? What do you do?
I stop taking a bite for a moment, and I guess I will look around.
Okay. So when you look around, you see a sort of this. You see this woman that looks to be made out of wood, the wood itself of the tree, extending out of said tree and sniffing Ozone's neck and giggling.
Mhm.
Hey, Mr. Lear, someone's like sniffing you.
What?
Yeah,
And I'll turn around. Roll with advantage. Yes, I think I used it, so I would have to. So this is to Peter's question. As the Tides of Chaos, I think I used it once already, so I'd have to either rest or get a wild search.
Wait, for what? What happened?
No, Peter was asking about the Tide of Chaos.
Oh, yeah.
So actually, no, I did use. At least I didn't mind.
You have used Tides of Chaos. No.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I'll turn around and see. Like, so do I see?
Well, yeah, you would see. So this woman made out of wood, and she has kind of seems like scraggly flowers growing out of her head, and her eyes look extremely predatory, but she herself doesn't look threatening. So she kind of is shocked that you noticed her and kind of jumps back and giggles like, "Oh,
Whoa, hello!" And I'll wave like with whatever chicken wing or whatever I've got in my hand. Just sort of like wave. How are you?
She pulls back to the tree a little and giggles some more and says, "You smell funny."
Aw, shit.
And I'll sniff my armpits. Kind of quizzically, like I don't think I smell funny. Like, and do I? And I'll lean over to Dr. Daergram for an opinion.
I guess you smell like air.
That's what I always thought.
But like, air doesn't always smell good.
I've never smelled one like you before.
Oh, I come from like a far away place. Maybe you've never been there.
And she kind of like she steps a little bit out of the tree and she kind of walks up to you and gets, so she doesn't seem to understand the concept of personal space.
Mm-hmm. Close talker.
Yeah, so she's really kind of like getting in your face and examining you and like looking around you and getting very almost to the point where like you're at the table and she's like on top of the table over your food looking at you.
Nah,
Okay.
bro. Nah, don't let that shit happen.
Um, like, my name is Ozone. It's nice to meet you. What's your name? And I'm sort of like trying to box her out a little bit, just enough so that I can, make sure my food doesn't get ruined by whatever.
Gets this mischievous smile on her face and she puts out her hand. She
Mhm.
says, "My name's Aster. Nice to
So it's not Astra. Okay,
Aster, like a flower."
all right, cool. So, so she puts her hand out. I'll put my hand out, like shake, like, it's nice to meet you. Like there,
So you take her hand.
yeah, I'll take it. Why not?
Okay, so she pulls your hand in really quick and she starts sniffing Vigrous.
You're really into the sniffing thing, huh?
Like, I don't understand. I don't understand. Why do you smell like that? What is that?
I really don't know.
It's it's human, but it's not. It's there's something lighter about it. I don't
Oh,
understand. Why do you smell
oh,
like the other humans?
oh, I'm actually not a human. I'm what they call a Genasi, and like I have a heritage sort of like from air elementals.
I've never had one of those.
Oh no.
Uh,
What do you mean you've never had one of those?
Fuck it.
Chaos bolt. No, just kidding.
Just fuck it.
May I? And she puts out her hand.
Uh, sure, okay. You're not gonna eat me, are you?
Oh, I can't.
Uh, I would prefer if I wasn't eaten.
Just a little taste. I promise I won't draw blood.
No, it's cool. I have to eat first.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Promise that I can taste some of you later.
No, 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 no,
No?
no eating. No eating of me, at least.
Mm, well, Sindra says I have to ask before I taste. Say no, I have to listen. Are you sure?
That sounds like good advice. Uh, you definitely should ask before eating a person. So I try to change the subject from my own, air flesh. I'll be like, uh, I think Cinder told us you protect this place.
I do. I protect the humans who live here in exchange for some of their life essence. Mutually beneficial. I get to eat, they get to live.
Okay, does it hurt them?
I don't think so. They don't complain about it. I just kind of touch them and they feel weak for a little bit, but then they go and sleep and they're fine. I don't really know what it does for them, but it works wonders for them.
Uh, okay, I'll make a deal with you.
Okay.
And I'd say like, let me finish eating. I want to check out the tower, to call the observatory, right? I want to go check out
Oh,
the
metal
observatory.
thing.
Yeah, and tell you what, before I go to sleep, uh, I'll donate some, and then and then I'll go to sleep and I'll be okay after.
Really?
Sure.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey,
How do I call you?
oh, I'll find you. I'm everywhere.
All right, it was cool. It's nice to meet you, Aster.
Nice to meet you too. And
Wait,
she
is the other
goes,
one just as hungry?
Juniper? Yeah, she's just as hungry, but she's in the other tree. Don't worry about her.
Okay, cool. Nice to meet you. See you.
Nice to meet you. and then she walks past Daergram and kind of like leans over him and sniffs him.
Okay.
And kind of she sniffs him and then just kind of like looks at you.
Do I smell bad?
No. I've just had one of you before.
Well, what do you mean by had?
I mean, I tasted many dwarves. There are many dwarves who live here. Haven't you seen any?
I still don't understand what you mean by taste.
Show you if you like.
You know, the difference between a fetish and a felony is asking first.
Well, I asked.
And we both said no.
Okay, fine. And then she kind of goes into the tree, and before she disappears, she looks at you, Daergram, and she says, "But you're no fun."
No.
She looks at Ozone and says, "I'll see you later," and disappears.
All right, cool. What?
I think you are about to get your air dick sucked.
Okay, that's not the impression I got, but all right.
That's what it sounds like, bro.
Now you're broing. Now you're broing.
I think we've gotten to the point where we can like bro about this.
Bro,
We
like,
were
now
just
we've got our
propositioned
own-
for sex and or being eaten.
No, it's like we have thieves' cant now, but it's only bros.
Yeah.
That's all we talking. Yeah.
It's bro camp.
Bro can't.
Bros can't. Bros can't. Yeah. So I'll just continue eating, and then the next thing we're gonna do is, I guess, check out the observatory, see if there's any cool.
Okay, so if you so you're going to continue into the observatory then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you continue into the observatory, you go up the set of brass steps into the brass dome above, and in that room you see a sort of in the center of the room there seems to be this gigantic metal astrometer that's just kind of slowly spinning, showing the positions of. It seems to show the positions of various heavenly bodies, and the on the far corner you see a elderly monk who looks somewhat odd what you're used to seeing, Daergram. You, Ozone, may recognize this person. Ozone may recognize what this person is if you roll high enough. Give me a knowledge history.
Knowledge history. Do I have a bonus there? I know it's gonna be really high. Yep. 9.
Well, that's better than like the ones and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, the person in front of you looks mostly human, but Ozone, you get the distinct impression he's not, although you don't exactly know what that means. You don't know what he is.
And not in the same way that elves would have, their features or anything like that. Just a different race,
Not an elf. This is not an elf, dwarf, gnome, anything like that. This person looks decidedly human, but you know they're not, although you don't know more than that.
Okay.
And this person is kind of very busily looking through the telescope that's going out of the top of the observatory and seems to be writing things down on a piece of paper that's laid out in front of him, a very large piece.
Okay. I'll check so this particular area before I disturb him at all. And I just want to look around, see what's Like anything on tables, anything that stands out?
Well, what you see, the main feature of this is the astrometer in the center, this gigantic metal gyroscope that has celestial bodies kind of circling this blue orb with green marks on it. If you go closer to it, you will see that the orb, something seems familiar about the orb. If you get roll me a history check, another history check.
Let's just assume
Come
it's
on,
always going to be
dude.
under
Can
10.
you actually roll?
Am I rolling a d20? Yeah, I'm rolling a d20.
You've never gone past 10.
Yeah.
Sweet Jesus.
Good times. It's good times.
Sweet Jesus, Ozone. Daergram, please give me a history check.
Can I guide it?
Roll high, bro.
Oh, yeah, guide him. -1. Oh my god, I forgot.
That's why partly I've been rolling, but there's still 10s and 8s. Oh, there you go.
Okay, so, Daergram, you know that this orb in the center is the planet that you guys live on. You notice that there is another stationary orb in this gyroscope that...
Question.
Yeah?
What is the name of the planet that we live on?
I have not named it, so we're not answering that question yet.
Okay, sorry.
It is a planet.
It's called Dirt.
Yeah.
Dirtia?
Dirt, yeah.
So you see that planet, you see the planet which you recognize as your own, which recognizes like where you live, because you notice the continents on the actual orb as the two main continents of the world that you guys live on. And you notice one thing that seems to be somewhat odd that you've never maybe seen on any of your maps is that there seems to be a third continent on the bottom.
Like in Antarctica?
Yeah, but it's not really in Antarctica.
Well, like if you were to compare it to our globe, right? Like you said, it's on the bottom.
Yeah, somewhat like where Antarctica would be. There's a continent on the bottom that would not normally be on any maps that you have seen.
So what you're saying is that our planet is not flat.
Your planet is not flat.
Oh, dude, are you a flat dirter?
No, I'm wise enough to know that it's an oblong spear.
Yeah, that has to be canon. Can the planet please be called Dirt?
Flat dirter.
Yeah.
That's what the Genasi call it. It might make sense.
No, that makes a lot of sense that you'd call the planet Dirt.
Even though there is the word earth elemental there, it's just dirt.
So anyway, so you see the planet, you notice the extra continent on the bottom, and you notice there's another celestial body that seems to be stationary, always facing one particular part of the planet, and then there's another celestial body that rotates its equator.
Wait, what? Huh?
There's another celestial body that revolves around its equator. Revolves.
Around Dirt's equator?
Around the planet's equator, yeah.
Okay.
Do you mean a satellite?
A satellite, yes.
Okay.
So you notice this, and then there are a lot of other points on the astrometer that you notice that rotate this planet. They seem to be, you don't necessarily know what they are. You can make an assumption, but you don't know for sure what they are. And around the edge of the room, if you look around the edge of the room is circular all the way around, and there are workstations all around the edge of the room where some of the monks have come to kind of sit and study these charts that look like basically just maps with dots, with connected dots all over them.
Is there
So
any
that-
way to make sense of it?
Sure, if you go up to someone and talk to them or try to examine one of these maps, interact with your environment, sure.
So there are people in here.
There are people in here. There's the one person who is human, but not so much by the actual telescope, and there are a couple of other people at desks around the edge of the room.
Excuse me?
Who are you talking to?
Anyone who's gonna willing to listen to me.
So you're just saying "excuse me" into the random.
The room. You said there's people in the room, right?
There are people. There are people around the edge of the room, and there's someone at the telescope. None of these people are paying any attention to you.
Do any of them look like they might work there?
They all look like they are doing work. Whether this is a place that actually employs people in that sense, you don't know.
Okay, so I'm gonna go up to the guy at the telescope then.
Okay.
Excuse me?
Oh, hello.
Hi, quick question.
Yes.
What is the name of this part? And I'm pointing at the part that's doing the eclipse. Or that's circling the equator. The little moon satellite thingy?
Oh, that's Maraid. That's our planet's moon.
Maraid.
Yes.
How, does it do anything for us?
Well, that depends on what you mean by do. Maraid represents the strongest goddess of this world, the moon goddess, the quadpartite goddess of the moon. She is the goddess of the hunt, death, magic, maternity, and life. So
She's really special.
she is. She is the one. She is the one goddess that, at one point in their life, everyone reaches out to. There's also roll a history check. Ozone. Are you listening in on this? I should ask.
Yeah. I'm just observing most part. Yeah. Oh yeah. This time.
Okay, you got a 19?
Yes.
Okay,
Natural
good.
20 minus 1.
So that legend so what he's telling you about the moon sounds somewhat wrong to you.
Okay.
Because by your understanding, the moon is the egg of a dragon.
Okay.
Understanding in your culture, the moon is the egg of a dragon.
Okay.
That
is this known amongst my people, like the sort of thing I would, or that I guess everybody would kind of understand in where I'm from, or something I wouldn't mention? Yeah.
It's something that you specifically know because of your religion.
Okay. All right.
Your religion, it's something that you would know. It's not necessarily something that you would. Well, you'd have to make your own decision on whether you would share
Right.
it.
Yeah. I would keep that.
But yeah, you know this orb as the egg of a dragon.
Okay.
And it's sort of it's represented as if this egg were to hatch, a lot of bad things would happen.
It's a big egg.
Yeah, lots of bad things would happen if this egg were to hatch. So he continues and he says the that she's Mairead is the goddess of the moon, and this is a representation of her power, and she watches over us through all our lives, and it's representative in the fact that it's the only celestial body that can be seen anywhere on the world at one point in time.
Are there other moons?
No, just we only have the one, Mairead. She does have multiple phases though, which represent the different phases of the goddess.
Okay. What about Iceland? Does
Huh?
she have any kind of celestial body?
Oh, Iceland. She is no. She's more of a terrestrial goddess. So her places have a tendency to be quiet grooves and pools on the planet itself. She does have a constellation in the sky, but not many people know of it, since to see it you would have to venture into the Nightland.
Is that far from here?
Well, no, but it's not recommended that you go
Why not?
because of the Vanera child.
Yeah, dude, weren't you paying attention before? The Vanera are, like, bad. They're the ones attacking.
Yeah, it's not recommended that you actually go into the Nightland to view such a thing. It is there, always watching over you, but if you wish to commune with the goddess Aislinn, your best bet is to find a quiet pool or pond. That is where her power is greatest.
That sounds like a great idea. Maybe I'll do that.
Okay.
Hey, Ozone, do you want to find like a pond?
So when you say something to Ozone, he looks over to see who you're talking to, and he notices Ozone, and he says, "Oh, hi! I didn't expect to see someone from my own homeland here. How are you?"
Oh, you're from Lynn too?
I am. I am one of the few people on this continent that's from there. My name is Ganymede.
Ganymede, right? Okay. So yeah, it's like, oh, it's really nice to meet you. I couldn't put my finger on where you're from.
I'm from a place on land called Nessia, actually.
Nessio?
Nessia.
Yes. Oh, it's cool. I don't think I've heard of that place. But Lynn's a pretty big place.
Yeah. A lot of my people come from Nessia. There is a because there is a great deal of warlocks that lived there. There is a great deal of my people that have been born up through the bloodlines of warlocks.
And it just out of character, I guess. I know we said something about the way Genasi are. It was the same sort of thing, right? Like there was one side might have been like a warlock or something, and then the other.
Well, yeah, basically all the plane touched, including Genasi, came to in this world, not necessarily through people having sex with elementals, because that's kind of silly.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
But
hey,
like,
man, no kink shaming.
Yeah, no king shaming, but through the forming of pacts with these elemental beings and this kind of elemental magic being absorbed into them as people, and then the people themselves interbreeding and creating Genasi or Khorad or
Yeah.
Asimar, Tieflings, Zen 3.
All right. So I'll say, what what are your people, by the way? I couldn't pinpoint.
I'm a Zen 3.
Oh, okay. It doesn't ring a bell, but it's nice to meet you.
Way back when uh, when people first moved to Nessia, they quite enjoyed forming pacts with angels, and some of these angels imparted their goodness and radiance to their offspring, and some of them imparted more of the sort of lawful bent. And the Zen 3 come from that aspect of the angelic influence.
Hello?
Hello?
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I think my headset went out or something. Not weird.
Oh, did you lose me?
Yeah, just after I mean, probably missed the last like 4 seconds.
Oh, is it just that the angelic influence can influence bloodlines multiple ways. Either it can take someone the route of being an Asimar by influencing them with radiant power and goodness, or it can take them the route of law and influence them in that way. And the Zen 3 are more influenced by the angel's more lawful aspects.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, I'll say yeah, like a lot of our people from Lynn are like that. I guess a lot of their history is a common story. I guess.
Yes, I haven't seen Lynn in many years. I've been here for quite a long time. I felt that it was my calling to be here to sort of bring to help bring a sort of law to this land, so to speak. There doesn't seem to be much that keeps everything here in check, so I felt it was my duty to help out with that.
Is that what this is for? And I indicate the giant device I got.
Oh yes, I am with Syndra and Ovis's permission. I built this observatory here to keep an eye on the goings on in the Nightlands. That's what I'm doing actually on the map. I'm marking the movements of the different Vanira tribes to make sure that they don't get too close to the Twilight Lands, and also making sure that, and also just kind of keeping track of if they seem to be heightened levels of activity or not.
Yeah, that's I think that's it for Ozone. He's just gonna start looking around and spacing out a bit. Yeah. Yeah,
So,
it's like because it got really heavy for Ozone there, and it's just like, oh, okay, cool. Starts
well,
looking around.
well, so he says, well, I can see that this might not be your cup of tea, but if you do need anything, if you have any questions, I'm here. What does bring you here to Moonvale?
Uh, I think we're probably here to help you out. Pretty sure that's where the sort of winds of fate uh, uh took us.
Winds of Fate, you say? The Winds of Fate?
Yeah,
Do you speak of Cirrus?
but I have no idea what you're talking. What's that?
Hmm. Nothing. I just curious. And then he goes back to his
Mhm.
map marking. Uh, Daergram.
I'm gonna. After you said that, I'm gonna
So-
sort of put a little distance between, like that sort of not necessarily spooked me, but it's the kind of thing I was like, oh, I gotta watch myself around this guy maybe. So I'll wander off a little further away.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
So I think that. Well, Daergram, what are you doing?
Well, once I found all of that out, I believe I should be done with this place.
Okay. All right. So you're gonna. So actually, we'll cut to Cathixis.
Actually, can we cut out to the next episode?
Sure.
All right, give me 1 sec.